Eva? Eva? Eva?
Won't be a minute, love. Go to sleep.
What have you gone?
Won't be a minute now.
It's nearly 2 o'clock. What are you doing?
Won't be a sec, dear.
It was as cold as an iceberg in your side. Haven't you been to bed yet?
Daniel, don't shout. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's what I'm shouting about. Is Susan in bed yet?
Go to sleep, Dad. You have to be up early.
I have. You're the one who's getting married in the morning.
Mind you, I'm not saying a cine camera isn't a nice present. Oh, actually, it's quite a lovely present. Susan? I say, actually, it's quite lovely.
What?
The cine camera.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's not altogether functional, that's all. I mean, it's not really, is it, Susan?
What?
It's not really functional.
Yes.
Pardon?
No, then. What did you say?
Well, I mean, a young couple needs so many things these days. Now, blankets, you see. Blankets are functional. When you're getting married, setting up a home, starting a new life together.
Mum, you're twittering again, please. You promised. Anyway, you shouldn't be talking at all with that face pack on. It'll crack.
Oh, Susan, love, I've told you before, there's nothing to be nervous about.
No?
It's not like a driving test.
Oh, God.
You just say to yourself, tomorrow morning I'm going to be the loveliest, most radiant bride that ever... Pardon?
Well, this morning, actually. It's only 11 hours. The 11th hour, do you think it's an omen?
An omen?
You know, 11 hours and the circus starts, galloping down the aisle in 16 yards of creased satin.
Creased?
I think it's a corduroy nightdress.
They won't. Lovely slipper satin. It's beautiful.
You see, if we were landed gentry, it would be different. Or I was a film star. A pair of denim pants, plastic mat, 2 minutes in Caxton Hall, and that's it.
No one joins in holy matrimonial plastic mat, Susan. No one respectable.
No, not at Greenslow Congregational, anyway. Mum?
Yes, love?
Do you know what it says on the wayside pulpit?
What?
Well, the wayside pulpit at Greenslow Congregational. It says, though you walk in loneliness, you're not alone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
But you are, though, aren't you? I mean, everyone's alone, really.
Eva?
You know that old woman, she...
Eva, are you coming to bed or not?
Daniel, we're busy. Go and get some sleep, love. Well, you were saying about that old man.
No, old woman.
Oh.
She's very old and very poor. She walks about with a cat on a lead.
A dog, you mean?
No, cat.
Oh.
Well, you see, she's lonely. And alone.
Susan, just say to yourself, say, tomorrow, or today, rather, today is the happiest day of my life.
She just does it quietly, you see. She's lonely, but she just sort of gets on with it. It's a bit ostentatious being lonely when you're up to your Adam's apple in white slipper satin.
Oh, you won't be alone, dear. You'll have Neville with you. Your husband, your chosen partner.
Mum, please! For heaven's sake, you're twittering again!
Would you care for a mint imperial? They're good for nerves.
Even Neville's lonely. And you and Dad and the vicar and all me 57,000 aunts and uncles. All walking in loneliness.
Stop it, Susan. You're giving me goose pimples.
It makes me unhappy for days when I see that woman and that cat. You see, that's why everybody's so unhappy. Because they're lonely.
Susan, you do love Neville, don't you?
What's that got to do with it?
Do you or don't you?
Of course I do.
And he worships the ground you walk on, doesn't he?
Yes, I suppose so.
And you worship his ground, don't you?
Yes, I suppose so.
Oh, there you are then. Ah, Chucky.
Do you think if I rang up the Pope, he'd sign me on as a nun?
Not at 2 o'clock in the morning, and not unless you're an RC. Stop being silly.
Mum?
Yes, love.
You haven't booked me plot, have you?
Your plot?
At Greenslow for me grave.
Susan Whittaker, stop that this very minute.
Because I rather fancy cremation.
I rather fancy I am going to die. I do. I mean it, though. Literally. I do. I rather fancy I am going to die. When I look back, ladies and gentlemen, to the night when Susan brought Neville home to supper for the first time, I remember I said to him, when Susan brought Neville home to supper for the first time, I said to him, so you're going to be a school teacher like Susan, eh? And you know what he said to me?
He never had him as gorgeous as Susan when he was at school, worse luck.
Look, you man, look. He never had him as gorgeous as Susan when he went to school, worse luck. So I said to myself, this lad's smitten, all right. And now here we are on this happy occasion.
That's better. No wrinkles for the big day, huh?
Well, you better get in this side, love. It's warm.
Oh, but I'm not finished yet.
Eh?
So you get some sleep. Mwah.
And when I look back, his father's due to the time when Susan first brought Neville over to supper, I remember I said to him,
Oh, you know, Susan, this cine camera's quite functional when you come to think of it. Where's it from, then? Oh, yeah. Wishing you both every happiness. Love from Uncle Oliver and Auntie Pat and the twins.
Who are they?
On Neville's side.
what's the ironing board doing in the living room,
Oh,
eh?
Daniel, you'll be able to photograph your children as they grow up.
Look, if this is going on all night, perhaps one of you would make me a cup of tea.
Oh, Daniel, we're busy. Go and get your beauty sleep, love.
I can't sleep. Please put the kettle on.
Oh, won't it be lovely? Then when they're grown up, they'll be able to look back and see what they were like when they first come into the world 20 years later.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm all right.
Oh, she's tired, that's all, aren't you, love? Shall I take over while you have your bath,
20 years. That's not long, really, is it? I mean, time isn't really, is it, relatively speaking?
Don't start that again.
Stop what?
Women, old women, cats and graveyards.
Oh, it isn't, though, is it? I mean, when you think of the size of the universe, a century's just a second.
Susan, dresses can't iron themselves, not with all your modern science.
And our universe is a teeny pinprick compared with the whole universe, isn't it?
Well, I've never given it a vast amount of thought, love. I mean, but if you say so.
Well, time has no meaning.
It has at past 2 o'clock in the morning, and you didn't put enough water in this iron.
See, it's like when you see stars.
Where?
Way in the sky.
Oh.
You really see them billions and trillions of years after they were really there. So far away, it's all that time.
Have you two had words?
So you see, compared to that, we're just all insignificant. Oh, you and Dad and the Prime Minister, we're all nothing.
Neville's not nothing.
An amoeba in a puddle, that's all we all are. Titchy little amoebas just walking alone in life's puddle. I mean, second from cremation.
No, I can't get the string through these, what do you call it, the cord through here.
Where are you going?
Well, if I don't iron it, there aren't going to be any children to use the cine camera on, are there?
Oh, no.
Well, I'll just let your man relax, love. You'll enjoy it once it starts. Church full of flowers, here comes the bride. Or the little bridesmaids picking their noses.
Daniel.
Well, she wants cheering up, does the girl? I mean, it's a very happy day, a wedding day.
Very happy, very happy.
Half an hour it'll all be over. Guernsey for a fortnight. Then back to your little love nest. You and your heartthrob starting life together.
Oh. Well, you will be.
So I believe.
Well, then you'll start a family. I mean, all these kids you're going to photograph. You're knocking holes in my back lawn, I've no doubt.
All?
Well, you know these soccer types. He'd probably want a team of his own. And have them all together, not counting the girls.
Oh, labour pains are nothing, Sue. Not in these days of modern science. Just like having a tooth out, isn't it?
Well, it's only a joke, Sue, just a joke. He probably only wants a couple, eh? Boy and a girl.
That's just it.
What?
Don't say anything. She'll twist everything you say.
I don't know how many children he wants.
Well, it's important, is it, Matt? I mean, you haven't even cut the wedding cake.
Don't encourage her. She's been very silly tonight. Cups of tea. Cups of tea. That's what's needed.
I haven't discussed it. He's never even mentioned it. He might not want any. And he might want triplets every 9 months.
Here, Sue, have a fact.
I don't know.
Well, it's important.
Important is the most important thing there is. The continuation of the human race, whether it goes on or disappears, and I don't know which.
You know, the human race doesn't depend on you two. There are others at it as well.
The principle of the thing. I know what he thinks about the Rhodesian independence.
Well, there you are, then.
And George Brown's wages, incomes,
Good,
taxes.
good. He's a clever lad on Neville.
But nothing. Nothing about the one thing that really matters.
Eva!
What's she doing? In 11 hours, I'm getting married to a Martian.
He's from Bradford, love. Bradford isn't Mars, never has been.
Dad, I don't know him.
You've known him for nearly 3 years.
Complete stranger. I'm getting married to a complete stranger. I'm going to have to spend 50 years with a man with a green pot belly and aerial sticking out of his head. She hasn't scorched it, has she? Scorched it? Actually, I doubt whether he'll even be needing it.
Enough, enough. In fact, too much. You shouldn't booze away 4 quid and have nothing to show for it.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Good lad.
Oh, I told you rum and vodka don't mix. I remember telling you distinctly.
It was a good night, that, mate. A good time was that by. Oh.
Hey, don't start singing again, will you? You'll have her down again, threatening eviction.
Oh, wobble chops. Was I sick?
Sick? No. Everything else, yes. But sick? No.
Good, like a fella can take his ale.
Vodka.
Oh, yeah.
And rum.
We better not talk about it. We don't want to tempt Providence. Best bachelor night I've had, that, mate.
Good.
Bar none. I don't remember the drive back.
Oh, we had to put you in the boot.
Oh. What for?
Threatening to expose your navel.
Never.
Yeah, you kept shouting, who would like to see my navel? Only you called it belly button. You got a thing about navels, haven't you?
Who did I say it to?
All the birds in the car.
Birds? Did we get some birds?
You did. You only went round 9 pubs shouting, anybody want a lift?
Well, that's what stag nights are for. Did I pass out?
Yeah, we both did. As soon as we got back. It's gone 2 o'clock.
Hey,
What?
it's gone 2 o'clock.
I just told you.
It's the day then, isn't it?
B-Day.
She's a lovely girl, Susan.
Lovely.
1 in a million. Susan, Susan, the girl of my choosing. Yeah, that's poetry for you. She's a lovely girl. Beautiful girl. Lovely Willie. Isn't she? You've gone very quiet.
It's not you that's gonna marry her, is it?
What's wrong, Nev?
Doesn't stop, does it? Time. Round and round and round. Doesn't care, it never stops, it never turns back. Less than 11 hours now.
What's wrong?
The moving finger writes.
What's up with you? You're potty about her. You've done nothing but float about gormless for the last 3 years, whispering her name and clutching your heart with a big soft smile on your mush.
Oh, she'll be smiling now. 11 hours, then she can sink her clothes in.
You always said she got beautiful hands.
Oh, boy, will she be rotten smiling.
A shock, you see, a state of shock sustained by the nervous system. It's the same on D-Day. There we stood shivering in the landing craft, getting nearer and nearer.
It'll be all right when the aspirin starts working. It says for headaches, toothache and neuralgia.
It's not only the children, but there are other things. He's never mentioned making a will.
A will?
The lad's only 22.
23. Even the settee. The settee.
What?
The settee.
The settee?
Not a peep out of him about the settee.
I know what the hell's he talking about.
Susan, your father would deem it a favour to know what you were talking about, and so would I.
The settee in the flat. You picked the flat, he says, because your dad gave us the money. So I did. And the wallpaper and the curtains. I'll leave it all to you, he says. So I get it ready for after the honeymoon, and I put the settee at right angles to the fire, and I says to him, now what do you think, Nev? I mean, it's your house as well. And he says...
What then?
All he said was...
Well, what did he say, love? What did he say?
Give us a kiss, you sexy lump.
Do you know what I fancy? A plate of sausage and chips. I don't know, I can't get this code through here, look.
3 things that matter. Children, the future, and our home. Complete stranger. It's like going to a marriage bureau and picking one out of a hat.
You know, one of the lads in the landing craft, he kept apologising to me for stealing money out of the gas meter at home. You know, when he was a kid, like. Crying, he was.
Mentally incompatible. Different wavelengths. A husband and wife should discuss the position of a settee.
Susan, look.
We've had no discussion at all.
Look, you love Neville, don't you?
My very words, that's what I said to him.
I don't know. I don't know his opinions about anything.
Opinions?
Opinions.
Opinions aren't love.
What is that?
Well, it's a sort of a feeling, isn't it? It's a sort of,
How do you mean, Danny?
I don't know. It's nothing to do with discussions, I know that. It's this feeling. I mean, it's a mysterious something going from one to the other and then back. Magic chemistry.
Susan, dear, if you're worried about your settee, you can always move it. What I mean is, you see, your flat's only a couple of miles away, and when you're on your honeymoon, your father can
What
go
honeymoon?
down... Daniel, would you kindly slap your daughter's face? You say she's suffering from shock.
No wedding and no honeymoon until we've discussed the position of the settee.
Susan!
The wedding is off.
We're incompatible, you see. That's what it is.
Oh,
Me and Susan.
well, you ought to know.
Well, we're bound to be, aren't we? I mean, I'm a man, she's a woman.
Oh, I see.
Mentally incompatible.
You know, it's got a mind of its own, my big toe.
It's all a trap. They're the animals and we're the hunters, and they trap us. There's dramatic irony for you.
Who's animals?
Women.
Women?
Sex maniacs, didn't you know?
You could have fooled me, mate.
Oh, yes, that's all they think of. Sex, 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 sex. That's all she's after.
Now, just a minute, friend. I've seen you frothing at the mouth, all of a doodah, slashing aftershave all round the bathroom, 'cause her mum and dad were going out and you thought you were gonna come.
Oh, that's the trap, you twit. They get us at it. There's me, sitting there, quietly explaining about the Rhodesian Constitution. They don't want to know.
I'll make some more coffee, you've had a relapse.
I'm seeing it all for the first time. The whole fiendish plot. It's purified my brain, that vodka. Crystal clear. Yeah, needle sharp. I thought the second hand was going to miss one then, but it didn't. It never does.
Stick your head in a bowl and put some ice cubes in.
A man, that's all they want.
Oh.
Any man. Seduce him, marry him, have kids. Hundreds of kids. They're baby machines, Huey. That's all they want us for. Sex mad.
You want to see some of the birds I go out with?
Of course, one doesn't blame them. It's not their fault. They just happen to be closer to the earth than we are. Haven't got our mental equipment. That's why all the authors are men, the poets, the painters.
Mary Stopes is a woman.
Ah, precisely.
Oh.
They don't want to discuss Rhodesia. They don't want to discuss anything. Just fulfill their mother urge. That'll do them. With a fella. Any fella. Why marry Susan?
Because we've hired the flipping suits for the wedding, that's why.
Well, why her?
Well, you've been chasing her long enough. Frothing and slobbering all over the place. Hey, some of that cologne of yours went on my laundry, you know. I couldn't wear my string vest for a week.
Why, Susan? Why not any girl? She's not the only mentally deficient girl in the world any'll do. There's probably a little belter in Peru at this very minute, dead right for me. Just as incompatible.
You did say Peru.
Anywhere, Istanbul, Helsinki, Cairo, West Hartlepool.
Well, get yourself a motorbike.
You're just wasting electricity ironing that.
Chicken dinners and everything. Ice cream, meringue to follow. Well, I'm not facing those caterers.
Do you fancy sausages and a few chips, love?
No.
Well, just a few.
Well, I don't know who's the barney, or you or your daughter.
I'm going to give him one last chance.
Where are you going?
I'm going to ring him and ask him what he says about the settee. And if he says, give us a kiss, you sexy love, that's it. I'll ring the Pope.
What Pope?
Well, you can't ring at this time of night, my dear. You see, his landlady will go mad. Besides, he'll be asleep.
Neville? He'll be with a bit of skirt, more likely. That's not a freedom of that. Look, I'm only joking, so it was only a joke. He won't be with a bit of skirt. Honestly.
Sex isn't love. Sex isn't love, Huey.
No.
No. Sex is nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why the hell don't you forget it and get some kit?
No, that what I'm
Go
trying to
to
tell you.
bed.
Oh. What is it, eh?
What's what?
Ah. Oh. Good morning.
Oh,
Nev, what are you...
Oh, have I missed the party? Oh, you should have woken me up. Oh, Flip. Was it a pyjama party into the bargain? Oh.
Who the hell is she?
You should know. You must have asked her. Don't do that, love.
Oh, my bra's cutting into me.
Yeah, well, I'm getting married soon. In a matter of hours, almost immediately.
Well, I'm not stopping you.
No, yes, well, I know. Well, just don't do it, that's all.
When, Nev? When did I invite her?
Wait a minute. I remember in the Black Lion, a party, you said. Hundreds come in, 3 beat groups laid on.
Well, you said an orgy, actually, if you want to be accurate.
Pardon?
What you promised. You said we was having an orgy.
Did I?
Actually, I'm quite partial to the odd orgy.
She's partial to orgies.
Only I fell asleep, didn't I? No, I'm like that. 4 cream dements, 2 Tia Marias, and I'm up that little wooden hill, whoosh. See, I like my 8 hours.
I told you. They're all the same. It doesn't care, does it? Races round regardless. The moving finger writes and having rotten writ, hard luck.
Who put me on the bed?
Oh, I think I did. Yeah, he was flaked out in the
Well,
kitchen.
you're no flipping gentleman, are you?
How do you mean?
Well, you might have undone my bra. I bet you I'm marked for life.
Yeah, I would have done it, love, honestly. Only I was flaked out in the kitchen.
Told you. Sex man.
Well, why don't you go and have a shave, Nev? Eh? It'd save you doing it in the morning. You don't want to cut yourself and get blood all over your collar in front of the vicar, do you? Go on, Nev. I invited her. Neville? Neville!
I'll show you. I'll just prove it to you. Everything I was saying. She can be the guinea pig.
Well, she's my guinea pig. I invited her, remember?
I'll just show you how their brains function. I use the phrase loosely. Hormones in their case.
Neville, you can't. You're spoken for. What about Susan?
Just a little experiment in the interests of science. To serve as a warning to mankind.
What are you going to do?
Tell her I'm a single man. In 5 minutes she'll be lusting after me. In 10 minutes she'll propose.
Let me warn mankind. I'll give him a Lenny Bruce record. It's a fair swap.
5 minutes. That's all it'll take. Watch. Miss.
The phone's ringing.
Are you with us, miss?
The phone.
Well, answer it.
You!
I can hear bells. Oh, I must watch them Tia Marias in future.
I'm a single man, you know.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Hey, Nev, the phone. It'll wake Wobble Chops.
Who?
The landlady.
I'm single, I'm male, I'm strong, and I'm healthy.
Oh, well, that's nice for you.
Nev, the phone, Nev. Stay where you are. Don't move. Don't listen to a word he says. His mind's crumbling. He's suffering from sexual hysteria.
Oh, are you?
There you are. Categorical proof.
What happened?
There's no reply. He has no intention whatever of discussing the position of the settee.
Oh, he'll be in bed. He'll be in bed, won't he, Daniel?
Now, of course he will.
He refuses point blank to discuss it.
Well, he can't when he's asleep. He'll be asleep, won't you, Daniel?
Well, I don't know.
He said he'd be in bed.
Yes.
Well, if he's in bed, he'll be asleep. That's a better four, aren't they?
I think I'd better maintain a dignified silence.
Daniel!
Hello.
Hello, Hughie.
That's not Susan, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is. Oh. Well, how are you, Susan? How are you keeping? How's your mum and dad?
Well, where's Neville?
Neville?
My Neville.
Your Neville?
Hughie, is Neville coming to the phone or not?
Well, you've caught him at a rather busy time, actually.
I better tell you from the start, young lady. I'm not easy.
Will it be all right?
I think so. One of the flexes came out of the plug, love. I should be careful, though, when you're ironing. You know, one of the elements might be done. What's the matter?
What's that noise? Perhaps it's Neville. Perhaps it's Neville come to talk about the settee.
Oh, don't you start going around the twist. It's a constable walking this beat.
Funny all the little noises in the middle of the night. The station's miles away.
Sound travels at night.
It's gone cold, hasn't it?
It usually does at 3 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Especially with no pants on.
Won't be a minute, love. I shouldn't have let that fire out. Mind you, I didn't know we were going to sit here, waiting for the dawn.
Susan, will you say something? I'm sick to death of pregnant pauses.
Certainly. Good night.
Eh?
Susan, love, go to bed. I'll bring you up a hot drink. Things will seem quite different in the morning.
Yes, I've no doubt they will. I should probably have a lie until after lunch.
Oh, but the wedding's at 1.
Precisely. Dad, where are the car keys?
You're not having the car keys.
All right, I'll take a taxi.
You never get one, not this time of night.
All right, then I'll walk.
Well, you better start walking. Good night.
Good night.
What good will it do, love?
All I want you to do is to sit down like a normal, rational human being
But at 3 o'clock in the morning...
and discuss the position of the settee. Now, if he does, we can all have a nice, friendly wedding. You can tell your dirty jokes while you're making a speech. You can have a weep, and I'll walk down the aisle and everybody's happy. And if not, you can go shopping, you can play golf, and I'll have a lie-in.
But the vicar, what about the vicar?
He can have a lie-in as well.
All right. The keys are in my coat pocket in the hall. Better be careful when you get into second gear, though. It's sticking a bit.
I'll double declutch.
That's right.
You what? What you gonna do? What'd you say?
Oh, nothing, love, nothing. It's about the car.
Oh. When you rather have a mint imperial. I think I'll make another cup of tea.
Thought you offered to make sausage and chips.
I'll be up all night, I'm warning you.
Look, I am anyway.
You are, love.
Eh? Oh, sir.
I don't know what I'm going to do about your Mildred and Arthur. All the way from Plymouth. They'll be on the train now.
You know, you think they'd have the telly on during the night, wouldn't you? Must be lots of people who'd be glad of it. You know, bus drivers coming off duty. Invalids, insomniacs. Idiots like us. We've got children getting married in the morning.
The expense everybody's gone to. You know, your Mildred paid 11 guineas for a suit. And a perm. And that's but one at random. My shoes alone cost £3 9 6. Of course, I can save me 2p for future functions. But I can't save 88 chicken dinners for future functions with ice cream meringue to follow.
Where's Sunday's colour supplement?
Of course, we can always send the flowers to the hospital. But that's not the point, is it?
You know, I don't know why I buy papers. I don't, honestly. Just giving the newsagents rich, there should be a colour supplement.
Oh, there'll be another one on Sunday.
That's a stupid remark to make.
Read today's paper.
I've read it.
Do the crossword. Oh, you'll have to tell him, Danny. You'll have to tell him. I can't face that vicar.
You know, you could do someone a permanent injury lashing out like that.
So could you. Jumping on people like that.
Quite right. Are you all right, love?
I'm all right. He was watching wrestling on telly. He had him groggy before he touched me. I think it's termed a forearm smash.
Hey, get off.
Ah, it'll be all right. It'll be blue now if it was going to be black in the morning.
Oh, you can have a lend of my face powder if you like to cover it up. It's Florida peach.
You can admit it. Why don't you admit it? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm a single man. It's perfectly natural for you to desire me frantically. Violence is a form of repression, you know.
Don't listen to him, pussycat.
Oh, I don't. He's very highly strung, isn't he? Hey, is he a junkie?
See? The classic approach. Feigning indifference. Admit that you were lusting after me. Go on, admit it. I'm not proud.
I think perhaps I'd better go home.
Well, I'm here, pet. Don't worry, he won't viciously assault you again.
Viciously what?
Why don't you go and ring Susan back?
She grabbed me.
Yeah.
She was bruising my lips with kisses.
Oh, yes, I think I'd definitely better go home. You see, I was expecting a party.
She just couldn't control herself. Earthy, pulsating passion. They're all the same.
What's he on about?
Now, why don't you stretch out and have a rest, love? You must be tired. I'll keep you company.
No, you see, I think I'd better go home. I've got this electric blanket, you see.
We could have an orgy.
Where?
Well, here.
We can't dance in here.
Dance?
Yeah, and throw crisps at each other. But that's an orgy, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, you know, going wild in general. We had a great orgy at my mate's once. Whew, finished up pulling the wallpaper off the wall.
Oh.
Well, it was peeling, and her mother did want it off.
Yeah.
Then we all had thick doorstep sandwiches, fried egg with sauce on, sat in a circle, and sang Foggy, Foggy Dew. It was wild.
Yeah. Oh, look, do we have to wear these?
We've paid for them.
Hey!
Who?
Hey! You're Neville Starkey, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. Neville Starkey, victim of circumstances.
I thought you were.
How do you know?
You used to knock around with Moira Smith, didn't you?
How do you know?
I thought you did. We used to work on the same switchboard. Ah, she was right, too.
Was she? What about?
You.
Oh.
Yes, she always said you were pathetic at necking, and you are, actually. If you want me to be honest, I mean, no disrespect. You kiss like my Auntie Peggy. Hey, is that why you suffer from hysteria?
Moira Smith said I was pathetic.
Oh, only at necking. She said you were never tight with your money, though.
Moira Smith?
Yeah.
The stalactite of Cheadle Gorge? She was nuts about me. She used to ask me for locks of my hair regular every week.
No, she did that with everyone. It was for putting on dolls' heads. She makes dolls, you see. Her dad sells them in the market.
My hair?
Yeah, she's a good girl.
She used to give me photographs of herself and all hundreds of them.
Well, she did that with everyone. It was a foible of hers. A weakness.
Yeah, I do know the word.
Yeah, her brother works at a passport photographer. She's got thousands to give you a snap of herself soon as look at you.
These aren't passport photos. These are... I'll show you. The real thing, these.
Neville Starkey.
Sucking her stomach in and sticking her chest out. And skirt held enticingly above her knocked knees and leaning forward and showing you all she's got. I'm dead.
Pardon?
I thought you were going to show us those pictures.
Are you sure he's not a junkie?
Dead. She's bound to find them. As soon as the honeymoon's over, bound to. Stone dead. It'll be in all the papers. Radiant bride sues for divorce.
Show us the photos.
They're not here.
Well, where are they?
They're in the flat. I packed them with me books in an envelope stuck inside the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. I meant to burn them.
Well, if they're in the flat...
Not this one. It's the one he's going to live in.
Will you be all right on your own?
I'm here.
Exactly.
You're not going now, are you?
Well, I can't tomorrow, can I? Excuse me, Vicar. Do you mind if I don't say I do? Only I have to rush around to this flat, you see, and destroy a few hundred rude pictures of this tatty bird that I used to knock around with, before my wife decides to catch up on her Roman history.
I wouldn't say Moira was tatty. She's very clean.
Send her home.
Yes, I will. In a minute.
She'll only start lusting after you.
Well, I'll ask her not to.
If I'm not here, she'll take anybody.
I'll give her a forearm smash.
I want to see, who was he talking about then? Eh? Who was he talking about?
You.
What does he mean, lusting exactly?
I'll show you.
And it isn't as though we could give the vicar a proper reason. I mean, he doesn't like, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I thought you weren't hungry.
It's the smell. We can't say it's because the bridegroom won't talk about the settee.
True.
Do you care?
No,
Oh, Daniel.
it's a funny time before a wedding even.
Is it?
She's not herself. It's a big step.
Well, I didn't go funny before mine. I didn't sit about thinking.
No.
Of course, they're a different breed today, you know. They think too much.
Yes.
Mind you, I couldn't get to sleep. Not for ages. Of course, it was VJ night, and everybody was singing Maisie Dotes and Dozy Dotes outside my bedroom window.
Who was?
You were. You and Roger Delvey and Phil Platts.
Oh, Roger Delvey, that's right.
Oh, no, that merchant navy bloke. What was his name now? No, the one with the red hair and the fingernails.
What fingernails?
Did you not notice his fingernails?
No.
Oh, he had little white spots all over him, you know. It was lack of calcium. Of course, I didn't care where the furniture went. Mind you, it was utility. Every time I thought about you, I got the giggles.
Thanks very much.
Oh, Danny. It's trust, isn't it? Yeah. And give and take. I mean, if you're meant for each other, cities don't matter, do they?
Magic chemistry.
I'm dead. That's all. Just running about dead. Like chickens with their heads cut off. They don't know they're dead yet. I do.
Snap. That's 9p you owe me now. Does your face still hurt?
No, it's wearing off a bit now.
I didn't really mean to hit you so hard. It was jumping on me like that. Life's full of little surprises, isn't it?
Mine's not.
It is so. When you came into the Black Lion, you didn't know you were going to be sitting here with me on our own in the middle of the night.
It did flash through my mind.
Not having fun and games.
It did flash through my mind.
Not Snap.
Not Snap, no, that's true.
Good idea, wasn't it?
Great.
Well, there you are then. Snap. I make my own surprises.
I know.
Yeah, well, it does make life more interesting, doesn't it? I'm a devil in bed.
Pardon?
Look, you've got me. You've gone Snap. Now, you should chase Snap.
What do you do in bed then, exactly?
Now, that was 9p room, so now that's 8p room, eh?
What do you mean you're a devil in bed then?
I surprise myself.
Go on.
Well, what I do is, you see, I usually go to sleep facing the window, where sometimes, suddenly, without warning...
Yeah.
I turn over and face the other way, as a surprise, you see.
Oh.
Yeah, the trick is you've got to do it quick, otherwise you lose the element of surprise, sort of. You have got to be quick. Don't you do things like that?
Not often, no.
Oh, I do.
Wobble tops!
Who?
The landlady. Susan!
Hello, Huey. Where's Neville?
He's not here.
Where is he then? Well, is he in bed?
No.
Who is she?
Just a friend. An old friend. What's your name, love?
Where's Neville?
Oh, he's gone round to the flat.
Whose flat?
No one's flat. He went for a walk.
A walk, but the car isn't outside.
No, correct. He went for a drive.
Oh, the party's over, actually. I missed it myself.
Where to?
Where to what?
Where's he gone for a drive to?
Well, he just went for a drive, you know, to clear his head, ready for tomorrow. He's looking forward to tomorrow very much. He said that, didn't he? Yes, he did. I wouldn't wait for him, Susan, if I were you. He might be some time getting his head cleared. I'll tell him you called.
Why wouldn't he speak to me on the phone then?
Oh, he would. He wanted to. Well, I mean, he would have wanted to if he'd been here, but he was out for a drive getting his head cleared.
Surprised at you, Huey.
What? No, we were playing Snap, honestly.
Did he say anything about the settee?
Pardon?
The settee?
What's the tea?
Oh, I don't suppose he did. Well, it can stay where it is. I wouldn't touch it with a chromium-plated barge pole.
Are you going home now?
Not till I've moved the settee.
Oh, wow, she's killed it, hasn't she?
Hey.
Whole atmosphere, she's ruined it.
Now, where are you going?
Home.
Well, you can't do that. I mean, I owe you 7p.
Oh, no, I'll let you off. Now, I was going to start playing again. Then I suddenly decided to go home instead as a surprise. Thanks for the orgy.
Thank you. Animals. Brute animals. Sex-rotten maniacs.
Oh. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
You're busy?
Oh, the settee? Well, I don't know. It just didn't seem right. You don't mind, do you? Well, I mean, it could have waited till after the honeymoon, I suppose,
no,
only...
it doesn't matter, really.
No, I should have asked you first what you think.
No, it's what you think.
Well, it looks better there, though, doesn't it?
Beautiful. Ooh, I like the shirt. Can't be straight.
What are you doing here?
Kissing you.
What did you come for, though?
To kiss you.
How did you know I was here?
Didn't.
Well, how could you come here to kiss me then if you didn't know I was here? Because, I mean, if I wasn't here, there'd be nothing here to kiss, would there? I mean, I think
I
you...
don't want to know what you think.
Well, it's a democratic country. I've every right to state my opinions as to what
I don't want to know your opinions. Something's burning.
Only me.
No, really. I can smell it.
Yeah, well, you see, I lit a little fire, you know, just to keep warm, some bits of old rubbish.
Oh, I see.
You're not trying to seduce me, are you?
No. I'll leave it till tomorrow.
Oh, pity. You were doing rather well.
It's the day. We shouldn't see each other till we're in church.
Well, switch the light off then.
Oh, yes. Are you trying to seduce me?
No, actually, the bedroom's through there.
Yes, I know.
I don't suppose you feel like, you know, for us to,
Not really. Do you?
No. It's funny that I don't.
Anyway, we'll soon be fed up with all that log.
Yeah. Overrated pastime. Come on. It's gone 5 o'clock. You'll have bags under your eyes. Are you all right? Well, I should notify your face in that case. You look as if you're going to cry.
No, it's a test to give myself. You know, to make yourself feel sad. Like when you're at school and you got the gigs and you wanted to stop. Well, what I do, you see, is think of this old woman with this cat on her lead.
A dog, you mean?
No, a cat. Well, whenever I think of it, it just always makes me feel sad. Thinking of it now. It just isn't working. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm carrying you over the threshold.
It should be the other way around.
What, you carrying me? You're wiggling your earlobe.
You know I do when I'm happy.
Oh, what a night it was. Oh, it really was. Oh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. It really was. I warned you.
Thanks very much.
3 sausages and a pan of chips at that hour.
It's nothing to do with sausage and chips.
It's indigestion.
It's a nervous stomach. Susan dashing about in the middle of the night.
Oh, well, she's home now. Everything's all right.
Yeah, well, try telling my stomach.
Danny, on your last night of freedom, did you find a bit of skirt, as you put it?
Good night.
Danny, what do you think about the settee? Ours, I mean, in the lounge. I mean, do you think it would look better where the cocktail cabinet is?
Oh, God.
Danny, You know, you were talking about that magic chemistry. Do you think it's true? Has everybody got it? Have we got it? Magic chemistry. Magic chemistry.